Alright guys, so welcome to this video. We're going to be talking more about actual listing creation, making your title, making your bullet points and making your description, and especially your backend keywords as well, as detailed and as best as you possibly can, using all the information we've got from our magnet tool from Helium 10 and from the Cerebro tool, so we can really build out the top keywords and make sure we're targeting them in our title, in our bullets, in the description, and we have them throughout our listing to make sure we can actually rank on Amazon. Because there's no point doing all this keyword research if we can't apply it correctly. And if we haven't done the keyword research in the first place, then I don't know how we expect to rank anywhere on Amazon and actually get any sales. Because like I've said in the first video, I'm talking about kind of Helium 10 and all this stuff. Amazon is a search engine at the end of the day. So if you don't do your keyword research and target these keywords you want to rank for, then you're not really going to get there no matter how much of a push you give your product. If you haven't got a keyword in your title, in your description, or anywhere in your listing, and you're not directly targeting it, then you got no hope of actually appearing there. So that's what we're going to go through in this video, guys. And as always, there's going to be loads of links for a 50% discount to Helium 10 and a 10% recurring monthly discount for Helium 10 in the description. So it's like 35 quid when it's 50% off. So hardly anything, guys. Absolutely pennies. Definitely go down and get that if you're interested in actually growing a real Amazon business and finding products, doing keyword research, launching, finding out your profits, email automation, all in one place for that cheap. It's crazy. So before we get into the video, if you haven't already, subscribe down below, click the bell notification, and let's get into it. So guys, kicking this video off in the Frankenstein tool, where I've taken all the keywords from the magnet tool and the Cerebro tool that we found in the last two videos doing our product research, and put them all in this Frankenstein tool here, where we can actually do quite a few things. So we can remove duplicates, maintain phrases, convert all the keywords to lowercase, remove common words, and just a bunch more things that we can do here. And this tool is actually really, really useful for when we're doing our backend keywords, because the backend keywords, guys, are something that no one ever sees. The people looking at your listing don't see them. They're not part of your title or your bullets or your description. They're just keywords that if you haven't been able to put them in any of these places, the main places you want to target, but you still think they're kind of relevant, then you can put them in your backend keywords to tell Amazon that you're still interested in these keywords and they're still relevant to your product, even if you haven't directly targeted them in the main places of your title and all these places I've just mentioned. So what we can go ahead and do is, we don't want to have repeating keywords in our backend keywords, guys. We don't want to have yoga mat, thick yoga mat, non-slip yoga mat, because we've said that we want the keyword yoga mat. They know we want that. It's in our title, it's in our listing. We don't need to mention it 100 times of every single keyword in our backend keywords. It's just going to waste characters. So what we can go ahead and do is actually remove all the duplicates from our master list here of keywords that we've attained from all the other tools, and immediately it gives us just a massive list of just keywords. There's no duplicates, no nothing, just keywords in here. And I think it's a maximum of maybe 250 characters, something like that for your backend keywords. So I would just take the top ones, because obviously the list over here is in order of search volume. So I'd take however much it is for 250 characters, take that and paste it in my back-end search terms on the back end of my listing, so Amazon knows that I want these keywords and they are relevant for my listing. So that is like an amazing feature that the Frankenstein tool allows us to do, to quickly, like literally in seconds, sort out our back-end keywords. It's to save us hours and hours of time. So what else can we do with the tools in the Helium 10 suite to make our listing? Well, the main one is actually Scribbles. So if you come across here, Scribbles is just below Frankenstein, but I've already got it open up here on another tab. And this is what Scribbles looks like when it's completely empty. So if I change this to .co.uk, not that it really makes much of a difference, to be honest. This is basically what you get. So you want to come ahead and paste all of your phrases in here, which I've already done. I've already opened up someone else's listing in all these points. We can actually dissect Scribbles very, very nicely. So if I go ahead and open that, you're going to see that it's actually quite in depth. So what happens here is, if we go ahead and look at this blank version a sec, if I pasted all the phrases in here that I found from my magnet tool, from my Cerebro reverse ASIN search, and paste them, what it's going to do when I apply this is going to separate those all into phrases, all into separate keywords, so we can see how much we're mentioning them in our listing. So if I've just got this master list without the Scribbles tool, how do I know how many times I've mentioned yoga mat, how many times I've used this keyword and this keyword, that I haven't used this? And it's just such an efficient way of making a listing, guys. It's going to save you hours and make sure you're not missing out on nothing. You're not using the word yoga, but you haven't used the phrase, for example, non-slip yoga mat. So that is what Scribbles allows you to do, and it honestly saves you hours. It really does. So what I've gone ahead and done is I've imported, which you can do here, guys. You can import a competitor's listing into Scribbles. So I've imported a competitor's listing, and I've kept all the phrases from my master list, which are obviously here. So we can see what keywords have they included and which ones have they missed, and what just words have they included and where. So what we can actually do is we can actually go ahead and ignore blocks. So if I go ahead and ignore these blocks here, then it's going to take these off the tab here. So if I've included, for example, eco in this bullet point, it's going to ignore the fact I've included that and take out the line crossing it. So we can just focus on one block at a time. So if we just look at the title here, what keywords has it include? So we can see that he's include yoga and mat, because they've been crossed out, and he's actually included the word mat twice. He hasn't included mats or thick or non-slip, any of these keywords. So we can see here that he's missing out on a huge number of keywords from what we can see. And as for the phrases, he's hardly got any phrases in here at all. He's not got yoga mat, yoga mats, non-slip yoga mat, any of these keyword like phrases. He's missing out on basically all of them. So obviously here we've got quite a big range of keywords and phrases if you scroll down. So what we can actually do if you want to filter this down to get your main ones is, as you drag this tool across here, it filters them down to the most popular. So yoga mat, as we've seen from our past videos, is our most popular phrase. So if we grab this thing and move it a bit to the left, then these are the second most popular. We've got yoga mats, yoga mat thick, thick yoga mat strap, and yoga mat double T kind of misspelled. So if it goes to the left again, we get some more broad keywords. So this is the kind of way you would like to go through your title and your bullets and all this kind of stuff. You start with the red. You definitely want to have that in there. Then the orange, then you go to the green, and then the blue, and you keep going through it to make sure you have these phrases in your title description and all these kinds of things. So if we then go ahead and, for example, ignore the title, in which case everything's not going to be open because we've ignored everything, and then open, for example, this bullet point, then we can see what we have and what we haven't done. So if I was to take this out a sec and I was to write this bullet point, then I would look at the main keywords and I would look at obviously the phrases we have here, and also open up my competitors. I would open up maybe 4 to 5 of my competitors' main listings. I would look at their titles, I would look at their descriptions, and I'd get ideas off them. You don't have to reinvent the wheel when you're creating a listing. If people are selling hundreds or even thousands of units a month, they're doing probably something right. So you want to look at their listings and just get ideas, do things like that. So obviously if I put in yoga here, it accepts that I've put in that keyword. But if I put, for example, yoga mat, long yoga mat, non-slip yoga mat. Okay, we've obviously put in a few phrases here, but we've also repeated ourselves a few times as well. So you can see that the word yoga is used 3 times, the word mat is used 3 times. So if I also put in here thick yoga mat and home yoga mat, what we can actually do is if I click, for example, on this keyword here, because we can see the word yoga is repeated 4 times, mat's been 4 times, thick once, non-slip once, and we can kind of go through it like this. We can see the phrase yoga mat has been repeated 3 times. So if we actually go ahead and click on the phrase yoga mat, it's going to highlight the times that that keyword has been repeated so that I can maybe replace it. So if I know that yoga mat is being placed here, here, and here, what I could do is I could maybe replace one of these to another one of my keywords. So if I look what else I've got here, I've got yoga mats with an S and yoga mat with a double T. So for this one I could put maybe yoga mat, put the S there, and then for this one I could put yoga mat double T. So now instead of mentioning the same keyword again and again and again, see how many more have been like crossed off from both of these lists by me like looking at what ones I've already repeated and looking how can I replace that with keywords I haven't already put in there. So obviously you're not going to have this as a bullet point. This is terrible. It doesn't really explain anything, but I'm sure you can see the power of Scribbles and the Frankenstein tools, guys, to really optimize your listings, to know what keywords you've included, what phrases you've included. How can you optimize it more to kind of take out some keywords you've mentioned a bunch of times and replace them with other ones to make sure you're ranking for as much as humanly possible. Another thing I would say is I think by default these bullet points are limited to like 100 characters, but for some categories it's like 500 bytes instead of 100 bytes as it shows here. So you can just go ahead, edit this and change it up to 500. So you don't really worry about if it says you're over the limit. But even that limiter, guys, is an absolutely amazing tool, because when you're editing something in Amazon, it doesn't tell you how much space you've got left. You just have the box. You just imagine it's one of these boxes with nothing around it, and you put in, you write, you put in your beautiful bullet point. It just says, okay, you're over 500 bytes, make it smaller. It doesn't tell you, okay, am I over by 520? Am I 501? So you've got to keep deleting and taking back your bullet points, not knowing how close you are to limits. You could take off a whole sentence and it says, okay, you're below 500 bytes. but you don't know you could be at 480. So you could have enough room to include an extra valuable couple keywords, but you don't know that because Amazon don't tell you how close you are to the limit. Another thing you can do, you can go like back and forward. So as I've changed this, I can go back and just kind of undo things I've done. You can put the whole like start of the sentence to capitals. You can put the whole thing to capitals. There's just so much stuff you can do here, guys, and it's just so easy to do it all. So it's just so customizable. This is a tool you really need to get if you're interested in actually running a successful business and making your sales page the only thing selling the product you've invested thousands of pounds into. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys, and I hope it's given you some more insight into the Helium 10 suite and more specifically the Frankenstein and Scribbles tools. That basically does it for this video, guys. So if you've enjoyed it, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. And with that said, I'll see you all in the next video.